What's up?
What's up? We haven't seen you in so long. How are you?
I'm doing outstanding. Please forgive me for my technical difficulties. You know, technology is a motherfucker, you know?
It's so funny. How have you been? You're in New York, right?
Yes, yes, I am. I'm doing outstanding. It's so good to see you, incredible humans.
I know. We miss you.
Miss you too. I miss you too. Melanie sends her love and she says hello to you guys.
Oh, we miss her.
Will she be joining?
No, she will not be joining. She's in California. She's in San Diego. So, you know, doing her thing. But she said she may log on. But she sent her best wishes because obviously she's a part of Troy Skincare and she just wanted to say hello.
Yeah, and she's bought 241 the first week.
You guys froze again. It's something. Zoom today is not working in our best favor.
It's okay. We can move through it.
It's frozen on your face. It's amazing.
Amazing smile though. Anyone else see this? Oh, Lighton is on. Lighton, hey girl. This is so awesome. Sheila, hey Sheila. Alden, Alicia, Emiliano.
I don't know.
You right.
V right.
Okay.
So I think that if you guys can hear us, I don't think Fev and I are frozen, right?
No.
So we met Troy. I'm gonna talk while it's like I'm gonna unfreeze under.
Okay.
So we met Troy about 3 years ago at a house party. And how funny is that? Because now there aren't any house parties going on.
I know.
So it's not funny at all. I mean, gosh, but I'm grateful for this time. So we met him there, and so Troy's gonna try to hop on again. But we met him there, and now, there he is.
Okay, so we met Troy at this house. Well, Helena did. I didn't attend the house party.
Yes, you did.
I did?
Yeah, we met Gallant there. Remember the musician?
Oh, that's right. Go on. Okay.
Yes. No, we met him there. Yeah.
Okay.
So we've been doing a few Zooms talking about 241 and our journey. Feven and I, to make it clear, we are quarantining separately. I'm in my loft/apartment that we've converted kind of into a 241 kind of, hey, what's up?
I don't understand what's going on with my Zoom. So anyways, technical difficulties.
It's okay. Helena was just sharing the backstory of how we met you. So.
Oh, yes. So I know we have people waiting, so I want to get this going, and then we can have a little bit talk afterwards, okay? Is that cool?
Yeah, sounds great.
Everyone, please forgive me for technical difficulties. Technology is a motherfucker, so please forgive me. So today we have two incredible, amazing humans, Feven and Helena, and they are just rock stars. I'm honored and privileged to know them. I'm just so grateful for their friendship, and they just really, truly inspire me. So
thank you.
Let's jump into this. I don't know the difference between both of them sometimes. So
I'm Helena, but Troy, really quickly for the people that my friends who've joined, you should say just a few things about your background. The luxury, the skincare.
Perfect. So, yes, my name is Troy Alexander. Used to be a journalist for a few publications. I started consulting with a lot of luxury brands, and then I had this idea to start a skincare line. And here I am now, and through this whole process, we've developed a really incredible skincare line that's coming out soon. Spent almost 3 years developing it and working on it. And through this process of COVID-19, I decided to go back to my journalism skills and start a Zoom and write a few articles and interview female founders who I think are dope and really kind of inspire and spread the word of love and spread the word of inspiration, because that's what we need during this time. And these two incredible humans are on board.
But for publications, it's Forbes, New York Times, Beauty. Yeah. Yep. So they're real publications.
Yes, they're real publications. Thank you. I mean, you know what? You can be my press agent. I love that.
I'm gonna give you some context. Why
I love that.
At 8 o'clock wearing jeans talking to you. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
I know who wore jeans for you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So let's jump into this and, kind of really talk about you guys. So tell us a little about yourself, your professional background, and what is 241 Cosmetics?
Okay, so do you want to start, Febs, or
Well,
I call her Feven. Febs.
Well, I'm Feven.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm at Febs. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I've known Helena since the day we were born. I mean, our background, okay, so I have interior design background. I graduated from Hobart William Smith colleges. My major was media and communications and a minor in, I actually don't remember my minor. I think it was art and English. And I feel like I've applied that to our startup, or not our startup, our business, 241 Cosmetics. Helena, you want to give them your background and then we can jump into the business?
So, yeah, my background is in communications and PR, actually. It's funny that you mentioned that. So, but I went to Skidmore College. My friend from Skidmore is on right now. What's up, Alden? Alden. She's incredible. And then we just moved to LA and started 241 Cosmetics a little later in our journey. And here we are. We could talk about that in length, but I think it's important to talk about where we're from, which is a country called Eritrea.
Yep. And
born in the refugee camp in Sudan, and that experience alone has really sculpted our framework of how we experience life and build a business. And here we are today.
I mean, that's one of the questions I wanted to really kind of like dive into. So, we will leave that for a little later, just kind of get an introductory, to see who you guys are and what you guys are about. And so how did you guys come up with the name 241 Cosmetics?
You know what? That's a great story.
That's a great
It
story.
Is not Feven and Helena, which people were trying to recommend. And I thought, no. We both agreed. We said, no, we're not doing this. So Feven can tell you the story about 241 because she actually came up with the name.
So it's so funny. I'm looking at my journal, which I write, growing up as twins, there were all these constant comparisons. So we were, first of all, we were raised in Rochester, New York. Mm-hmm. Upstate New York, which might as well be the Midwest. And so growing up as twins, we would have these, it was just these weird constant comparisons. People would tell us, like, stand next to each other, and they would ask questions like, who's the smart twin? Who's the pretty twin? Who's the artsy twin? And it was just these weird comparisons. And then there was a joke that was, oh my gosh, are you guys 241? But it was FOR. So you get it? 241.
Yes,
like we're a one package deal.
Yeah.
And I was like, first of all, there's no discount on our self-worth. That's number one. And which our father really instilled. But it was just like, it was such a strange thing. And it's actually, the question got really deeper. I think that in general society, women are constantly compared to each other. And Helena and I were like, you know what, why can't you be both? Why can't you be brains and beauty? Why can't you be 241? So I was actually on this walk, and that name just popped in my head. And I think the universe sends you messages if you're open to it. And so honestly, I was just on a walk and it just hit me. I'm like, okay, well, the brand is gonna be called 241. And I remember picking up the phone and calling Helena, and Helena was like, that's brilliant. And at first I was apprehensive about it because, like she just mentioned, why isn't it Feven and Helena? Which we definitely did not want it to be called Feven and Helena. Right, that's the background and the inspiration. But if you go on our website, the FAQ section, it kind of expands on that as even more so. So it's a deeper question. It's about women in both brains and beauty.
Okay, that's beautiful.
And just to piggyback on what Feven's saying is that, so from a business standpoint, the beauty industry, I hadn't seen a brand with a number. So I thought instantly we're going to stand out. So yes, I like the name. And I like the sequence of numbers because 2 + 4 + 1 = 7. And it's a lucky number too. So so it was very symbolic. So it was very symbolic in that regard as well. But I just thought I hadn't seen anything in the beauty space with numbers. So let's just go for it.
No, I think that's beautiful. I love the 241. I think the branding is super dope. It's super cool. And, I want everybody to support you guys. I want to really shed light and really kind of like, it's time that we inspire the world. And I think that you two ladies, and that leads me to my next question, can you tell us about your experience, coming to the U.S.? You guys were both political refugees. How did that experience inform your decision to be business owners?
Well, thanks for that question. It's a great question. I have to attribute our ability to dream or the option of dreaming to our parents. They sacrificed a lot to come to the United States. And to give us this opportunity to be even on Zoom calls with new friends across the pond, across the globe. But it's just primarily because we were born in a refugee camp in Sudan in the middle of the night. My mom didn't know, our mother didn't know that she was having twins. So Feven came out first, and then 15 minutes later, they felt me, and they thought, what is happening here?
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, what's happening here? And it's the middle of the night in September 28th, middle of the night during the worst famines in global history. So it's this idea of how am I going to raise, how are they going to live? Are they going to live? So the fact that we even made it out of the refugee camp, that we survived, that everyone in our family, our mother still is alive and beautiful. And while you probably see her on Instagram, she's always supporting us and posting our images on her Instagram account. Talk about PR. She's the PR agent.
Yeah.
But our mother's incredible. She's the most supportive person. So we left. So she's actually the reason why that we're here. Our father was a freedom fighter in the war between Eritrea and Ethiopia. And we fled from Eritrea. They fled from Eritrea to Sudan. And that's where Feven and I were born and conceived, like I mentioned. And then we came to America, but she stood in line for this green card to come here. She wanted a better life for all of us. And she's a dreamer. We always say she's the dreamer in the family. And I think it's passed on within us too. And it's in our bloodline as well. And so we came to, sorry, Fev?
Well, I just want to mention, Troy, that I don't know if so my parents actually walked from Eritrea to Gibra, Sudan. I don't know if it
So how long a walk is that? Please elaborate.
3
so
months,
can know.
3 months, roughly 3 months.
It's like from here to San Francisco. LA to
Holy
San Francisco.
shit.
Isn't that mind-blowing?
Wow.
I mean,
But that's pregnant
common.
with my brother Thomas, and 5 weeks pregnant with my brother Thomas. So that they obviously got busy during that walk.
Talk about resilience. That's resilience.
Yeah. I know you guys are writing that book because that's such a phenomenal story. And I think a lot of people, that are listening today can't even fathom that, I mean, with the world that's going on today through this pandemic, I mean, you guys really experienced something that most people will never, ever truly understand, myself included. So it's a blessing to see that you guys are here. Is a blessing that your parents, fought. So that's beautiful.
And thank you so much. And it is beautiful. And we really hope through our story, we can inspire a lot more people. We like to say we're empowering women one eyeliner at a time, but that's actually the truth. We feel through our triumph and through our struggles that we can inspire other people. And it's actually really helped us on our entrepreneurial journey because it's a very unknown path. There's the non-template model. You just don't know where you're going to end up, and here we are.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
But I also want to add,
go ahead, please.
Troy, that, even though we didn't experience it per se through, we weren't on the actual journey, I always say that when people ask our story, it starts from our ancestors. So I feel like all of us are connected in that way. We all have inherent resilience that just, because of the struggles and the sacrifices that, our ancestors, they've paved the way for us. And it's our duty to honor them, right?
No, I couldn't agree more.
It's our responsibility. Yeah, it's our responsibility to honor them.
No, I couldn't agree more. It's our responsibility to honor them because we are the chosen people. So I couldn't agree more. And so how long have you guys been in business?
We launched July 15th, so it's less than a year.
Okay.
But we've been on this journey, per se, for about 3 years. You know how it's like. I mean, you know what it's like to launch an idea and to execute. So it was just a lot of learning, a lot of meeting people. We were at a point where we wanted to seek investment, but ultimately it was just kind of delaying our path. So we own our company 100%, the two of us, which is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
So we looked at each other and said, what kind of resources can we get? Like, what can we do together collectively? And so we met you on this path. We met you on this journey. We would take meetings. We would talk to a lot of people. We would go to the factories, the manufacturers. We would learn everything about the unicorns. We learned everything about the beauty space, but we've always had an interest in beauty. We had an interest in beauty since we were in high school, but probably even younger than that. We would do makeovers for women in our high school. It was just something that we did. It was a way to connect with women. We were cashiers at this grocery store called Wegmans. We would talk so much though, they had to sometimes separate us because we would just be, and then people would get in line to talk to us too. Yeah. The customers would get in line to talk to the twins. So we would just be there, and then we would help them pick out makeup in the makeup aisle at Wegmans. It's an amazing grocery store. It's my favorite, probably my favorite place on earth. People say Disneyland, Wegmans is pretty amazing. The customer service is incredible. But so Fev and I were just always interested in beauty. We thought this is a great way to connect with women. And ultimately we find that beauty is very joyous. It's a very happy thing to experience in wherever you are, in your bathroom or wherever you are. Just putting on your makeup is a very meditative process, in our opinion. So one time that you can actually look in the mirror at yourself, and your only competition is truly yourself, by the way. But you can take the time, put on your makeup and feel great. And we thought we want to help empower women, and what better way through makeup?
And Feven, do you have any input on that as well?
Well, in terms of, I guess we've been in business, I would say Helena and I had a couple of failed ventures, but I don't see that as a failure because we learned from it. It was, as Oprah says, is a stepping stone, I guess. So I just wanted to add to that we've been in business. We've had a couple of failed companies, but we were able to take those lessons and apply it to the success and eventually the empire, as you say. I mean, those are some pretty big shoes to fill, but
but it's all in mind. You have to believe it. If you can dream it and you work hard, the universe does align. We've been spending a lot of time soul searching during this quarantine. So we've been really, and you have to do that as an entrepreneur. I believe in work-life balance, by the way, but I don't know if we're going to get to that, but I believe in that 100%.
But you know what, Troy, I want to say, so when Helena and I don't know if you knew this, but, or maybe you did, I think a few people checked in. So last year around this time, Helena we kind of quarantined from the world, actually. Mm-hmm. So we took ourselves off of social media for 4 months to really work on the brand messaging, because we felt that, we love Instagram. It's a great way to connect to customers. Helena and I are constantly, they'll DM us and we'll DM them back. And I'm always reading comments and just trying to gain insight from the customer in that aspect. But anyway, so we took ourselves off of Instagram for 4 months and really focused on the language and the brand, as Helena says, we want to see in the world, and that was an interesting experience. So this quarantine phase right now doesn't feel obviously, I miss seeing my sister and I miss my friends, and human connection is really important to us. But Helena and I, it's almost like if you look at the subtle nuances throughout the site, and we really focused on looking, even though we can't go out, we can go within. And we really focused on, as Helena says, soul deep makeup. So It's interesting how our brand is kind of, in a weird way, it's aligning with the current time. I don't know if it makes sense.
It's very reflective. No, she's absolutely right. It's very reflective of the current time. And it's very reflective of the current demographic too.
No, I love that. I mean, that's what this is all about. I think everyone should be taking the time right now to look inward, because when this is over, you can really explode and really do some incredible things and help the world, but most importantly, help yourself. And I love what you guys are doing. So that's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. And not when it's over. Actually, we're doing that now.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, yes. We're doing that. And it's interesting. So we were on a call.
I love that too.
We were on a call and with one of our advisors, and they was mentioning that our company has always come from a place of service. Yep. And it's something that Helena and I innately do. So we didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I mean, that's one question that I'm going to have down the road, but I want to keep moving a little forward because I have so many questions.
I know. Well, we can talk.
Yes, I know you two. You guys can talk. So I want to move it along so everyone can really kind of digest and get a true understanding of you two incredible women that I've had the experience to really understand, because you guys are a blessing to the world. And so,
thank you so much, Troy.
Can you walk us through your timeline, the length of time it took from idea to product development process, to investment to launch, your manufacturing process? How long did it take to develop your products? And Helena, you start, and then Feven, you finish.
I would say Helena. Yeah.
Okay, so how long? So it's been a 3-year journey with 241 Cosmetics. So let's start with the idea. Okay, so Feven, we were talking. So we had a company, it was crumbling. I was about to have a meltdown. I was like, what are we doing here? I had my relationship at the time was crumbling, everything. I was looking around like, what are we gonna do? And makeup was the only thing that was getting me through, honestly getting me through. So, and same with Feven. So eyeliner just makes us happy. So we thought, okay, this company ended. What do we really want to do? Makeup. We've always wanted to do beauty. We've done it for so long. We had a website called fevenhelena.com. We called ourselves a twinship at the time, where it was focused on food, fashion, and beauty and decor. So that was just a natural extension. And it was the category that was most visited on our site. So it made sense. So the numbers supported what we're saying. So we launched that site in 2012, right, Feven? Feven Helena in 2012. And then in 2015, we started playing around, or 2016, we started playing around with the idea of actually launching a brand. So 2016, we came up with a name. We found a designer to create the logo. For us, we're visual. We thought we had to come up with a logo first. We have an idea with the brand. Feven's the queen of Pinterest. So she came up with this really cool mood board, and we played around with it. And we thought we want this logo to really stand out. It's reminiscent of one of our favorite magazines, Vogue. So it was just, we wanted something that was a premium brand that wasn't offensive, or a brand that people were wearing too much makeup. You know, people were just doing too much. And we thought we want women to really look like an enhanced version of themselves, but look like themselves, just really beautiful, enhanced version of themselves. And at that time, we came up with this tagline line called Dare to be Classic. In a world full of trends, dare to be classic. So we want the brand to focus primarily on classic looking beauty, but in very neutral, classic colors with a bold cat eye. So at that point, we had a manufacturer in 2017. We found a manufacturer in Miami, Florida. It didn't work out. We were playing back and forth. Just didn't work out. They weren't getting the colors. We didn't know what we were doing, but we were very new to the process anyway. You know how it is.
Yep.
We were learning about applicators, unit cartons, just like the actual language of the beauty space. So that was that 2017. It was, we were trying to make money. So,
but we're also like, we were building
renderings,
model.
Yeah, so I was gonna get to that. So we had, exactly. So we hired a graphic designer. We worked with someone to do, we 3D printed ideas. So product development, which we still have to launch these products, these ideas too. So we were printing images, we were combining images, we're going to stores, manipulating different colors in my loft. I don't want to say kitchen because it's too cliche when people say I was making makeup in my kitchen. I'm like, okay, that's kind of gross. But let's just not do. But we're just kind of manipulating colors, and we love eyeliner. We actually have a name for the eyeliner. We have the ultimate eyeliner. It's going to come, but it hasn't launched yet. That is still in development. In 2017, we were figuring out how to actually raise money. We've done it before. I have a background in sociology too. I forgot to tell you this too. But I was we're looking at beauty in a sociological way as well, and even investing and trying to find investors that really matched who really aligned with our vision. Mm-hmm. That didn't happen in 2017. 2018, we were still trying to find a manufacturer. We eventually found one in Toronto, which is amazing. And we met with a few manufacturers here in Ontario, California. We learned the process there. We learned about we invented SPAT labs and all, those Kylie Cosmetics, I call them. So we learned about the process, but it was really, I had a random run-in, I would say, with someone at this summit, and at the Morgan Stanley summit, and I met her, and I went on, it's a funny story actually saying this. So I was wearing samples already of 241 Cosmetics. I was at this Morgan Stanley summit, and then Feven could add to it. And it's a funny story. And there was a hike, you know how they make you try to meet other people at these summits? Correct. So I was invited. Mm-hmm. And so I thought to myself, I don't have time to wash my makeup. I want to go on this hike and meet all these people, because I'm here to meet investors, meet someone that can get me to, Feven calls it a crazy brick road. I'm like, I felt like I was on the crazy brick road. I was in Utah. What am I doing here? And I had to meet people. I can't come off as desperate. I had to be eager. I was trying to manage myself throughout the process. And I went on this hike, and I still had my 241 makeup on. And it was silly. I was on this hike, but Fev and I are avid runners, so we're already in shape. I mean, we can improve, but we're already in shape. So I was on this 10-mile hike with 241 Cosmetics on, my makeup, and I'm just trying to talk to people, trying to connect. It's always about human connection anyway.
Yep, correct.
And this woman at the bottom of it, she saw my face. She's just looking at me. She goes, "Do you have makeup on?" And I said, yeah. And I felt kind of like shallow saying yeah, but I didn't have time. I didn't want to explain to her. I didn't have time to wash my face. She goes, "Oh, it's so amazing. It looks so great." I go, "Oh, thank you. It's 241 Cosmetics." And it was just, and from that moment, this woman has been such a champion. She's introduced us to so many people who have helped us. We got to so many amazing meetings with a lot of huge conglomerates, and it's just been an amazing ride ever since. That was in 2018. It really turned. Like, it was finally, we're on this path. I went home and told Feven. Feven met this woman. We all got along with her children, her family, and she's an investor. She didn't end up, for conflict of interest, she couldn't invest in our business, but she made so many introductions she still makes
in terms of capital injection.
I think, you know, having those connections, that's the key to entrepreneurship, right? You know, that's the beauty of what we do, is having those connections. So in the midst of time, because we can go on and on.
Oh, sorry.
No, because this is beautiful. I love this, but I also want to be mindful of everyone that's listening, so they can really get an understanding of who you guys are. You know,
okay.
Each product has a motivational message. You know, what was the concept behind this, and why is it important to you, ladies?
Well, you know, I'm gonna start that, if you don't mind. Helena.
Yes, please.
No, please.
So like what I said earlier was, we took ourselves off of Instagram. 4 months is a long time, right, in IG world. It felt like, you know, 4 years for a lot of people, because they would check in and see how we're doing. But I would just say, I asked a couple of people if I blasted this webinar on my IG, and a few people asked questions, and one person asked, they wanted me to address the idea, how do we remain confident? And it's really about the things that we say to ourselves. And so when we were creating this brand, Helena named all the products. Helena and I were like, well, what are the things that you're saying to yourself when you're looking in the mirror? That one time, as Helena says, an unfiltered version of yourself. And that's how we came up with those names. And we have names like Role Model, Honor, Red Sea. Queen. I'm wearing Asmara today, but these are, but they're messages. And so Role Model is, you're the most influential person you'll ever meet. So we want you to remember those things when you're applying that lipstick, when you're going in for that job interview, or if you're going in asking for that raise, or if, you know, when you are the boss, I should say. So it was just really important. We're very mindful about the things that you were saying to yourself, because it eventually affects the way that you see yourself and the world.
Yeah, and how you interact with people. Absolutely.
Yeah. So
I think that it's amazing. You know, it's like Napoleon Hill says, you know, you got to control the mind. And I share that with everyone that I know.
Absolutely.
You know, the mind is the most powerful thing that you have. And if you can control that mind, you can do anything that you fucking want to do.
I know, mind, body, soul.
Confidence is the best contour. And listen, there are some days where I feel like an absolute loser. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm so grateful that I have that circle of women. My sister, my best friends, one of them is on this Zoom call, Liaton. So I have these women who, you know, who are my coaches. They're also my cheerleaders, and I'm their coach, and they're my cheerleaders. But it's really important to be mindful about the things that you say to yourself every day, because you can apply all this makeup on your face, but if you don't feel good within, it does not matter. You can see that too.
I mean,
no, I agree. And
words are very powerful.
You want to chime in, or you have anything to say, Helena? Go ahead.
One of my favorite books that I have on repeat is 4 Agreements, and the second one is Motivation Manifesto. So when it comes down to words, it's the fabric of the language on our site. It's so important. So I would recommend, if you haven't read the 4 Agreements, to definitely read that, because words are so powerful, and we have to continue to be really generous with ourselves, because self-oppression is an inside job. And we have to really, we thought with 241, we want you to feel you're like your best version, like your best self. And we want you to feel like Feven Helena are in the bathroom with you, or in the car with you, and just giving you a hug and letting you know that we're your champion too.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And so your brand is eyes and lips. Why did you choose to focus on that?
Because skin is really hard. You know how it is. We want to do skin. That's a foundation is the next step, but we had to really think about what's the most practical and what's the most practical right now. And it was really it was really lips and eyes. And also we like eye contact. We're all about eye contact.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is interesting because now people are wearing the mask. So
yeah,
you know.
I mean, eyes are the keys to the soul.
They absolutely are. We always say that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so for all the women that are listening right now, what advice would you give a female founder? And I want both of you guys to answer that individually.
Advice for female founder. Okay.
Helena,
go ahead.
Helena, you can start with that.
No,
you want me to start? I would say that's a layered question because, okay, I'll break it down like this, okay? Stay humble, stay curious, and stay authentic, and really listen to your gut as much as possible. There's moments where I didn't listen to my gut and I was so wrong. And so I would just break it down like that. Always stay curious, always stay humble, be authentic, and really listen to your gut. And also, I know it's gonna sound really weird, and Helena and I have been on this spiritual journey. Helena made a joke that last year we actually shut ourselves down with spiritual maintenance. So we've done the inner work. There are messages that the universe is sending you. I know it may sound crazy, but just keep your eyes open and you're not crazy. So I would say that. I don't know.
So the question is what advice I would give to female founders in particular?
Correct.
It's a beautiful thing to be a woman in this world, but we have to realize we can do both. We're always required to do both too. I joke around, I said, I feel I'm giving, there's sweat equity and then there's egg equity. I mean, honestly, as being a woman.
It's true though.
So we've been forced to be in positions, but it's really an honor. But ultimately, you could do a lot of things. I agree with Feven with being humble and being, absolutely being humble and being very focused. But for something very specific, in order to fund our business, I actually took on a full-time job. And I didn't want to do that, but I was looking at my bank account and said, okay, I have to do this because if I don't want to make desperate choices. So the best way to do that is to fund my own dreams, to fund my own vision. And I'm happy to have Feven as a partner, but I'm doing two things until I can't do two things, which is, I know it's going to be this full time. I won't be able to do it because 2 for 1's going to blow up and we're choosing Ascension. So that's where it's going to be headed. But just try not to be pressured you don't need investor money to launch a business. You can actually save up and bootstrap as far as you can and go from there. I actually would lean towards that versus taking capital injection right away from investors.
And
that's
so,
very specific, but it's what,
I mean, that leads me into my next question. Okay. So you guys have you guys taken any capital injection or you guys have just bootstrapped?
We have bootstrapped with the most fabulous boots. Yeah.
Wait, Helena and I like that word, that sentence, bootstrap.
We laugh.
Helena's like, oh, we didn't have a boot to strap at one point.
Let me tell you something. We have had offers from people to invest, but taking investment money is a very serious thing. And we didn't want it to dilute. We wanted our voice and our vision to not be diluted or influenced in a way by an investor. And it's a marriage to take that kind of money.
But also, let's be real. How much money, let's be honest, what are the stats? Like 0.2% of capital.
Venture capital,
yeah. That like women of color receive. I mean, that's so listen, it's not like someone came to us and like, here's $1 million and it was that easy, But
I want to challenge you in that statement, because as we talk about the power of our minds, right? And it's even like with me, with Melanie and I are doing, you have a black man, you have a white woman raising capital today. I don't allow what society tells me. And, we fundamentally believe that we will raise capital. And it's the same. Is the same model. Like if you listen to Tyler Perry said it took him 8 years for him to be able to accomplish what he accomplished. He slept in his car. People said no. People said no. And I think fundamentally with people of color, we need to change the narrative and say that we can do whatever the fuck we want to do, and we can get capital. We can do all these things. But I understand what statistics say, but I just want to challenge us that we can accomplish anything we want to accomplish. And I believe that you two ladies can do it.
I love that you said that.
Yeah.
Yes, and I love that you said that. Like I said, I didn't want to take it. I told Feven, I go, I don't want to take this money from, and it was several $100,000. I didn't want to take it from these. We had 2 offers in particular, and I said no because I don't feel right. It's a real marriage to take that kind of money, and I think they're good people, but I don't think they're going to influence us in the way that we need. And we're going to be in a better position to when we launch. And we've sold out of. We keep selling out. Our issue is restocking takes a little longer, but we keep selling out. Yeah. But we'll be in a way better position negotiation-wise.
Correct.
We're in a way better bargaining position right now. So we bet on ourselves, and it really, just to your point, we bet on ourselves. We believed in ourselves, and it was the mind that took real vulnerability and courage to launch a business on our own. And to see the rewards, and I can't even quantify the amount of amazing emails and the people posting. When the first person that posted a photo of 2-for-1 Cosmetics, it was a dream come true. You can't describe that feeling when you actually launch something. You've incubated it in your own space, it's in your mind, and then it goes out to the world and people receive it the way it does. It's incredible. But we're in a better, when we start raising,
and we go back in there.
We're in a just stronger bargaining position. And that's what we did. We positioned ourselves. It was a smart move on our end, to be honest.
No, it was a very, very good move. And I mean, I salute that. And so as we continue to move on, are there any specific obstacles that you had that you could tell us about that maybe, someone that's looking to start a business should think about so they can overcome?
Specific?
Yes.
Well, I think that you have to, so our brand, we narrowed down, obviously we'll expand. Are you talking about specific to the cosmetic space or in general?
Okay. Yeah, to the cosmetic space, yes.
Okay, so with our brand, we really wanted to focus on, you really have to understand your audience. And also we narrowed it down to, we have one eyeshadow right now. We didn't want to confuse the customer with options. So I think that for us, when you're building your company, don't be confused. Just because some people will tell you that you should do X, Y, and Z, and we've been in those positions, but Helena and I kind of, I don't know, we really narrowed it down to certain products. And eventually we'll expand, but I don't know, Helena. Gosh, there are obstacles, but at the same time, we see the obstacles as opportunities. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's a good one right there.
That's our mindset. That's when you're asking that question. I was like, well, that's really how we think.
That's what with most entrepreneurs. Yeah, but also the obstacle is the way. There's a great book about that. How do you become really resourceful and look within? And every challenge is an opportunity to rise to the occasion. Absolutely. Yeah. Specific obstacles is in the beauty space, or just, I think a lot of it is personal development, to be honest with you. That's an obstacle. We should constantly challenge ourselves to grow, and that inner work really does propel us to push products, to push a business, to keep going. You have to be your own cheerleader in this game. I'm lucky I have my sister. So I think the specific obstacle is not just yourself. Because ultimately, the infinite game is always is you and yourself. And even if you have a competitor, if it's a worthy rival, they will expose or show you your weaknesses. But ultimately, the competition is within yourself. You're the infinite game. That's the game you're playing.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. I couldn't agree more. When you look in the mirror, the only competition you have is yourself. So that's a fact.
Yeah, I gotta keep going.
So as we continue, on a personal note, what are each of you guys doing to stay alive, to stay alert, to stay happy? I hear, you're talking about, spirituality and being off Instagram, but on a day-to-day, what are you guys doing to keep your spirits high?
Well, we're back on Instagram. That's how we connect with the customers. I was speaking about the last, when we were building the business. I've been reading a lot, listening to podcasts. Helena and
Masterclass.
Tons of master classes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Doing a little bit of writing, working out, cooking. I mean, just, you know, really pretty much.
Routine is really important. Finding that cadence and that rhythm in life is very important. So I feel Feven is my accountability coach. I think I'm her accountability coach as well. So in the morning, we'll work out. We'll do an activity every single day. Since quarantine, I think it's been, well, at least the past 5 weeks, that is.
Yeah, we do something every single day.
So we've been running I've been running. We've been reading. I've been reading. I've been quarantined by myself, so it's a little different. It's a nice experience to quarantine by yourself as well. You have obviously more privacy, but you have more time to yourself. So reading, focusing on the business, learning about different ways to connect, because ultimately during this, we're in an economical downturn right now. So how do we connect with a customer? Because ultimately we believe humanity, the connection supersedes any monetary gain. So when we get out of this, whatever this is, they will see us at the end of this tunnel, just with our lipstick and eyeliner, just cheering them on and waving them across the finish line. But again, just masterclass, reading, running. Feven cooks, but I started cooking. I mean, can you believe that? I've been on a really plant-based diet. Quarantine got me cooking.
I love it.
I'm always going from one place to another, and I've been cooking a lot more inside, obviously for a number of reasons. I mean, the restaurant industry is taking a hit, but doing that. But I've been plant-based the whole time, and I gave up coffee.
That's a beautiful
thing. Which is hard. I've been 1 week without coffee.
When I'm looking at you guys, and you guys look incredible. I mean, so you guys are definitely doing something right. So keep it up.
Well, you know what? I did my hair jeans for you. So
yeah, we both wore jeans for you.
Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart. I'm in pajamas and a white t-shirt. That's what I am, to keep my dark chocolate looking good.
You know, great. Oh my gosh, we did not mention, Helena and I do our makeup too every day. And I'm gonna tell you why. And I know it sounds silly, but it's almost like our diet pill, because I was overeating in a weird way. I was like making like vegetable lasagna. I was eating like all this food, and then I would look at myself in the mirror, and I had what's called carb face. I'm like, this is not me. Have you ever like, this is not who I am. So I feel
well, you know, before the quarantine, I had a freaking like crazy hair. I had a beard, and I was like, this is not fucking me. I had to get back looking sexy.
Oh my gosh, no way.
Yeah, I sent you guys a picture. It was crazy. It was crazy. I looked real crazy, and I was like, you know what? I got to get back looking good, feeling good, and you know, I'm doing the same thing that you guys are, working out, staying busy, you know, reading, chilling. I mean, I feel that, you know, we could continue to talk more and more, but I got a few more questions that I want to kind of ask you guys, because we haven't talked to each other in a long, long time. Mm-hmm. So I don't want to have it go all
Last time we saw you was in New York, right?
Yeah, I know.
2 years
ago? That was a few years ago. And so with all the shifts that will come post COVID-19, what do you see as new opportunities in your business? And I'm going to give you 1 minute to answer that question, both of you guys.
Well, to be honest, new opportunities. I just want to say this. Helena and I have always been direct to consumer. So we were never we never had a storefront. We didn't have the funding to send samples out. We really just bet on authenticity. And so that's why I said earlier that in a beautiful way, we've been prepared for this moment.
Yep.
You know, so you're a consumer, you're selling that, you know, that lip gloss based on, you know, because we put a lot of money into photography and actual product. I mean, obviously the packaging is nice, but as we develop, we'll get, you know, there's going to be a dual aspect to 2-for-1 cosmetics later down the road. So in terms of packaging, but so I feel like in a strange way, we've been prepared for this. So Helena and I, the sales for 2-for-1, the sales were, I'll be open with you. We were down by like 70%. And then all of a sudden there was an uptick, you know, and then now we're selling out of products. And I think I know it sounds silly. We have a long road to, you know, disrupting the beauty space, you know, but but we actually did the work already. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah.
So
No, it makes a lot of sense.
I think that we eventually, after we get out of this, I would love to do. I would love to have a pop-up experience, but we've been direct to consumer. We've been working at Helena's Loft. You know what I mean? Like we've been selling
not
products.
now, but yeah, I've been.
You know, since we've launched, we've only had one return. Do you believe that?
Wow, that's pretty impressive. That's
Yeah,
really
impressive. So yes, so can I say something really quickly?
Yes, of course.
Sorry, I was proud of that. I'm like, one return.
Oh no, it's amazing. No, you said 1 minute, so I just want to, and I'm trying to be mindful of the time. So
because we have 9 minutes to go, so let's get it going.
So we're direct to consumer. We're looking at retail spaces in downtown. It wasn't something that was working out for us at the time because we couldn't find the right space, but also it didn't make sense. And that's when you really, really need to get capital and get injection to make it the way we wanted, because we wanted this space to be an experience. But I feel like it's a blessing that it didn't work out for us because we converted my dining area into a makeshift. We have a small fulfillment house in downtown, but we've turned this into like a makeshift headquarters just for us so I can be surrounded by my products as a reminder to keep motivated to keep going. But there's a term that I just learned called existential flexibility. I don't know if you have heard of that, but it's this idea, existential flexibility, yes. It's an idea that you take the resources that you have within your company and how do you pivot, or how do you turn your resources into to value. So with us, it's not natural for us to be, oh, okay, we're gonna start making face masks, 2-for-1 face masks. That doesn't make any sense to us, and it's actually not authentic to the brand as well. So again, we thought, let's take this opportunity to really connect, because this is the first time in history, in our lifetime, that we all have something in common. We have coronavirus in common, apart from like love, but to think about it, we are all connected by coronavirus. We're all connected in that way. So we decided to take this opportunity to forge real human connections with our customers. And that is, you can't quantify now, but I predict it will lead to monetary gain in the future.
I mean, I think that's beautiful. And so as we get ready to close, I mean, I have so much respect for you ladies. I think that you guys are both super dope. And, everyone, 2-for-1 Cosmetics, support these wonderful women doing something extraordinary. And I fundamentally believe that they will conquer and take over the beauty space, one lipstick and eyeliner at a time.
Thank you so much.
And so as we end, we play this game called Rapid Fire. And so I have a couple questions and just rapid fire. So,
I love it.
So Helena, what is your morning skincare routine?
Washing my face.
And Feven, what is your morning routine? Skincare routine. Yeah, come on, rapid.
Wash my face with Cetaphil.
Okay, Cetaphil. Okay. And so what is your definition of beauty, Feven?
Confidence.
Helena?
Resilience.
Okay. And what was your first beauty product obsession, Helena?
CoverGirl eyeshadow, which gave me a terrible eye infection. It was a sunburst color. It gave me an eye infection, but I loved it. I was gonna look cute with that gold on my eye. I need to look cute.
And Feven?
Max Factor liquid eyeliner.
Okay. And what would you tell your 18-year-old self, Feven?
Rapid fire, girl.
It's gonna be okay.
Helena?
Breathe.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for your time. Thank you for waking up early. Thank you.
Oh, that was fun.
Look, thank you for putting jeans on. I mean, shit, that's pretty dope.
Yeah, no, seriously, I will stand up. I'm wearing jeans.
Oh, I know.
I wear jeans.
I haven't worn jeans in so long.
Well, you know what?
Are you really gonna wear jeans? She says, I'm gonna wear jeans, but okay, I'm wearing jeans.
Yeah. I mean, I think you ladies are super, super incredible. It's an honor to be friends with you guys. And I don't think I remember from the beginning because there was a little bit of disconnection, but Melanie sent her love and told me to tell you ladies hello. And, we look forward to seeing you when we get back to LA, and hopefully very, very soon I'll be back to, make some magic with you girls. And obviously, you know, I'm a resource to you guys, and I adore you ladies, and thank you very much for being on groupTHINK.
Well,
and it's a blessing. So next week we have this really incredible human from London. Her name is Aisha, and she is a rock star beauty girl, and so she will be sharing her story on our podcast. So thank you very much, ladies.
Oh, we'll listen. We'll listen.
All right,
thank you
perfect.
for the
Well, thank you
opportunity,
so
Troy.
much.
Thank you.
And you always have us too as a resource too. So
Yes, of course, we're family.
And thank you to everyone who's joined.
Thank you, ladies. Take care of yourself, okay?
bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.